here's something a little bit different. I did a reading on the White House staff a while ago, and I wasn't talking about the Trump administration. So, you know, not the vice president, not the secretary of whatever. No, I'm talking about the actual people who work for the building, like the people who cook and the people who clean and that kind of thing, and like housekeeping and stuff like that. I'm talking about them. Now, yeah, I had done a reading on them a few months ago. They were stressing out, imaginably, yes. And I thought I would do a little update and see how they're doing, send some love and light energy to them, and maybe see if they know anything that we don't know. I bet that they hear and pick up on all kinds of interesting and juicy information that they're not allowed to talk about. All right, on the table or on the island, okay, fine. Yeah, so we'll pull some cards, we'll see how they're doing. You guys, this is very interesting so far. So with the White House staff, these are our first two. First one, there's the word of law, but this is also Mueller, one of my Mueller cards. They have been talking about Mueller a lot. And I think one of, like, a big thing that they've been talking about too was his recent testimony and how he did literally say that, well, okay, I mean, he said yes, but when he was asked if he could indict Donald Trump with a crime after he leaves, and Mueller said yes. The staff are talking about that. It is like such a buzz. Like what is the word I'm thinking of? The White House is a buzz with all this like news about like Mueller testifying, and finally some truths are coming out, and people are actually starting to follow the law like they should be doing. Hang on, you guys. I'm gonna just gently move my cat over. Okay, and now what the challenge is, yeah, they feel, well, they are struggling. They feel like they've been abandoned. Abandoned by this administration. I really don't think Trump or his staff treats the White House staff very well. It's like, well, they're just the help. They don't know anything. They're not special, or, you know, that's just the impression I'm getting. I'm not saying that about them. Their jobs are very important too. It's what keeps that place up and running and going like it should be. But the staff there, I think that they feel ignored. It's like, yes, a lot of Americans are suffering as a result of the Trump regime. The people at the border, yeah, absolutely suffering. A lot of people are suffering. The White House staff feel like they've been forgotten about. And it's like, they feel like nobody cares about them. When they're stuck at ground zero of Trump's, like, all of his baloney, bullshit stuff that he does, and it's like, it's gotten overwhelming. Like, I feel overwhelmed just reading on this and feeling this. These people, the staff that work there, they're hurting. They are hurting. What's on their minds? Justice. They are just waiting for the day that Trump gets removed or decides to leave, whatever. But they are just waiting for that day that he has to go. They're waiting. Because after that, they might feel a sense of security again. Security, it's like, they feel like, okay, I can, after he's gone, it's like, okay, I can go to work and not be worried about, this person flying off the handle or having to deal with this person's mess or having to deal with this person. And also financial security. I don't know how well they get paid. I get the feeling that with this current administration, they're not being treated or really paid as well as they should be. Now that's just something I'm getting. That's just an intuitive impression. I'm not confirming that. I don't know that for sure. But the fact that what's on their mind is security, and they really long for this feeling of security with their job and stuff, it's just showing me that right now they're just struggling. I also have for the near future, Stevie, I love you too, but you need to sit over there. Sit over there. Play with this pen. Okay. I pulled for the near future, and I got Judgment, Tough Transition, Defeat, and feeling victimized. In this case, honestly, they are probably right to feel victimized and trapped. And you know what these four kind of remind me of? Okay, Judgment. There's a lot of people here present in the Judgment card. So, Judgment, walking out, leaving, or, tough transition because they feel victimized and trapped. This reminds me of like a staff walkout. I've never had it happen at a workplace that I've been in, but I've heard about places where things got so bad that everyone decided, screw it, we're leaving. And in the near future, that seems like something that could potentially be on the table for these White House staff. A lot of them, when I first pulled these, my first impression was that a lot of them have quit. A lot of the staff that were there before Trump and certain staff that have been there for a long time, I get that a lot of them have quit already. And these cards are just showing me that more of them want to quit. And that could also be why they're thinking about security. It's job security somewhere else at a different job. And I don't blame them. The energy in the White House, oh my gosh, it must be toxic. But you know what? We're just going to see. On the bottom of the deck, there's the stress card, okay? Nobody is happy there. Nobody wants to go to work. Nobody likes being there anymore. And it's unfortunate because really no workplace should be like that. But sometimes it happens, and that seems to be what's happening there. They have hope. And you'll see why. Hang on. They have hope of losing Trump. This is one of my Donald Trump cards. My tarot deck has a few of them. It's just different aspects of his character and stuff like that. But I don't feel like going into too much detail right now. What they're hoping for is the loss of Trump. Okay. So then, you know what I wonder? I wonder if Donald Trump even talks to them or acknowledges them in any way, or if he just ignores them because they're not as important as him. I kind of wonder how he treats them. Because Because, I mean, if it's anything like how he treats the rest of the country, I don't blame a single one of those staff for wanting to quit. How does he treat them? So I got King of Cups, Four of Pentacles, and Knight of Pentacles. King of Cups reminds me that he does seem to keep his cool for the most part with these staff members. But then again, it's a king card. And I will come back to this in a minute, explaining it a little bit more. But it's like he feels like he's the king and they are the help. Here's a job for you to do. Do this for me. This is the workhorse. Do this for me. Do that for me. Here's the insecurity. This one's interesting. So because of Donald Trump's own personal problems and his own personal insecurities and ways in which he feels inadequate and stuff like that, he feels like he's got to make everybody else feel like crap too. Whether he consciously knows that or not, that's what he's doing, right? So because of his own insecurities, yeah, he tries to act like he's the big king and they're his servants. And then some of it too is he makes them feel insecure. Like maybe they just are worried, you know, he's like, here's a job for you. Do this for me. Do this for me. Maybe they are just worried, like, what if he fires me? What if this happens and I do it wrong and I get in trouble? There's just that insecurity. So he's insecure and he makes them feel insecure. And here's when I said he like acts like he's the king. I just pulled off the bottom of the deck again because I shuffled before asking how does he treat them. There's that celebrity card. He thinks he's the high king because he's a celebrity. So, but also that he does seem to keep somewhat of his cool around them. Hopefully that means that he's not abusive to them and he doesn't like explode at them over every little thing. But it's like, yeah, gives them a lot to do, makes them feel insecure, and he acts like this because he is insecure. Okay, so what about, you know what, I'm going to pack all of these and ask another question. That near future where we saw, I guess, that some staff want to leave, that they want to walk out. Judgment reminds me of them giving their notice, making that judgment call, deciding, I'm done. And then the Six of Swords reminded me of like the actual leaving. And for some it would be difficult because I get the feeling that there are some people who have been there a long time who are still there, who have wanted to quit for a long time, but they're trying to stick it out through this administration because it's like, I've been here with this president and this president. I can survive this one. And there's some people that are just like, hell no. My mental health is more important to me, or my whatever is more important to me than working for this doofus. So, okay. Is there going to be? That suggested maybe a staff walkout. Can I have more details about that, Spirit? That near future with the staff. Those cards were suggesting they wanted to walk. Is that what's gonna happen? Little more information and clarification on that, I think. Okay. Here we have trying to get the higher ground, trying to protect oneself, evaluations. Is it worth it? So this reminds me too that it's like at work, it feels like a battle every day for some people. And they're like, I've been here for this long. but in this short amount of time with this guy here, I've put up with this much crap. Is it even worth staying at this job? Is it even worth it? So people they're in the stage right now, I think, where people are questioning. Okay, more information. Okay. And then I got 3 really interesting ones. 2 interesting ones that I pulled out of completely random parts of the deck, and then the clarifier is pretty cool too. King of Pentacles, Queen of Pentacles, Wheel of Fortune, Fate, or time's up, or something's changing. So, President, First Lady, time's up. That's what I heard in my head. So King Trump and Queen Melania. I don't think Melania has really been in the White House at all lately, but time's up. I don't think they're gonna be staying in that White House too long. I also got conflict. This is not clarifying President, First Lady, and time's up. Conflict. Some of it, I mean, it could be with each other, like staff members, people who cook, the people who clean, the people who do housekeeping, etc. They could be having a little bit of conflict with each other, because there could be some that are like, okay, this sucks, we need to walk, we need to get out of here. And then there might be some, like I said, that have been there a long time, have been like, you know what, I've been here through this person, through this person, through this person. We can get through this. We need to do our jobs the best we can. Don't make waves. And of course, those 2 kind of energies that don't make any waves, just put your head down, keep working, just ignore it. That versus, screw this, we're worth more than this, we are better than this. They clash, they bump heads. So that could be going on a little bit. And then some of this too, there are people who work there that are sort of having a conflict with themselves. Like maybe for some, their gut feeling is like, this is not right for you. You should not be here. You deserve to be treated better than this. You deserve a better workplace than this. And then they're at the same time like, but this pays my bills. This feeds my family. What if I don't find another job? And there's that inner conflict as well. Oh, you guys, I'm like scratching my face a lot. I'm sorry, it looks really bad on camera. I love my cat dearly, but she makes me so itchy. Okay, but here we have the moon. So secrets or some kind of information like being revealed over time. And then we have quickly. I'm just kind of listening. Okay, so about a staff walkout, I don't know if it would be everybody, but it would be a few people. It would be enough that it makes a difference. I think there are people who are currently talking it over and planning out whether or not they do it. Like we said earlier, there are people right now who are evaluating, is it worthwhile to be here still, or should I quit? And people being like, is it worthwhile to quit, or should I just stay and stick this out? It's going through the grapevine. It's being talked about there. It's going to be, I think it's going to be revealed to, I don't know who does the hiring and firing for just like the staff, but it is going to be known to like their superiors. And once it's out of the bag, it's going to happen quick. If there are people who are going to leave, as soon as like their bosses find out that that's what they're thinking of, they're going to just leave. They're just going to quit. And on the bottom of the deck again, Six of Swords, tough transition, loss. On the bottom again, like underneath that Six of Swords, there's loss and sadness and regret. They want to be where they feel secure. They want to be at a job where they physically feel safe. You know, where the person that basically they're working for is not hopped up on amphetamines and Twitter and ranting and raving, and who even knows what kind of stuff they have to see and hear from him. But a lot of them want to quit, and they just might. You know, it's like if nothing changes, if Trump doesn't leave anytime soon, if things don't get better. And okay, just because I'm going to look at what is the energy in the White House feeling like, because if it's bad enough to make them want to quit, it must be really bad. Judgment. It's everywhere. It is everywhere. And this is not, when I said judgment, like they're deciding to make that call, to put in their resignation. No. That's what it meant when I asked that question. But this time, this judgment literally means it's like everyone's judging each other. So there's the people who are against Trump that are judging him. The people who are for Trump that are judging everybody else. And I can understand. It seems like a pretty toxic work environment right now. I can understand. This is not pleasant. What else is, I'm just pulling off the bottom now. There's the indecision. Okay, so this also fits in with the evaluation and that moon card. They're evaluating, deciding whether or not, sizing up whether or not it will be worth it to either stay or worth it to just walk out. The moon being like, people are starting to hear about it. Like, there's rumors that a staff walkout might happen, but it's not decided for sure. They're undecided at the moment, maybe when, but they're done. They're so freaking done. So fucking done with that job. I don't blame them one bit. I feel so bad for them. Let's send love and light to the people who work at the White House who have no choice but to sit through this drama. Oh my gosh. So I hope that all of them who work there and who are just suffering and feeling like they are not cared about and feeling unimportant, I really hope that they can find fulfillment and they can find like secure employment, and they can find what they need in a place that will treat them well.